I've lost it. Oh god. Camera views! Camera views! No, no, no. Okay, chase plane or easy duck, where are you? That'll do. Hello YouTube, this is Froogle, and this, for my sins, is Flight Sim World. I did promise I would start working through the missions and record them. I've delayed that because I didn't like the sim, honestly. I thought it was in a really rough state. I didn't think it was mature enough, so I avoided it. It's matured a bit. We've had, what, 8 updates now, most notably the ability to cold and darken aircraft, and the most recent update introducing licensing from True Sky. True Sky are a company Simul in, I think, Liverpool, who makes skyscapes and stuff. You've probably seen them in other games such as Ark Survival Evolved. That technology is now licensed by Dovetail into Flight Sim World and gives us more realistic skyscapes. So let's dive into the first mission. The first mission that you will have to do when you start playing Flight Sim World is the Los Angeles approach. So I'm going to click on that. Obviously I've already done it. I've got 3 here that I've already done. I'm going to redo them and then work through all the others. So we'll click on LA approach. Piper Seneca, twin engine, sunny day, flying in LAX. Click on start. Alright, here we are. The other change that recently happened, by the way, is full screen. I couldn't get good performance out of this on a 1080 GTX, sorry. Unless it was flying in a window. Now it apparently works in full screen. I did do a little test flight. Frame rates are about what you'd expect from probably Prepared, to be honest, or even FSX, around about 30s and 40s, locked on unlimited, but with everything maxed. So not too shabby. Let's dive on in. All we have to do is land on the runway at LAX. See how we do. I am flying with Yoko the Yoke, and also with Virtual Fly's TQ6, as well as my MFG crosswind rudder pedals. I've managed to set all those up. There's Amy Sanjari speaking to us over the radio there. 6 right, which presumably is the runway that has the large arrow on it.
Okay, we are cleared for landing.
Cleared for landing.
Seats
upright?
Yes, my seat is upright. Checked.
Seatbelts fastened?
I don't have one.
Check.
I'm playing a game.
Just directional gyro.
I don't know how, but that's fine. It's set. Good. No need to adjust it.
Altimeter 29.52.
I'm glad we agree on that one. 295.2.
Radio frequencies?
Not really using them. It's all kind of pre-recorded.
RPM is required.
All right, prop RPM. We go full prop and gear down with G. Now look, they've got feedback in this, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to put the gear down.
Gear down, please.
Ooh, tetchy. Gear down. I want to increase the power a little bit to the engines. More power.
Gear is down.
Gear is down. Trimming the aircraft a little bit. Laps is required. Well, we are very slow. Kind of don't need them. Look, I'm not going to put the lights on. Gonna get tetchy. Any second.
Landing lights on, please.
Landing lights on, please. There we are. I don't know the button for landing lights on, so I turn them all on.
Roger, let's
Alright,
on the ground.
first stage of flaps coming out. You can see the flap indicator right there, lowering flaps. We need to trim, obviously. They have got the physics good at last. Lowering the flaps brings the nose up. I did also notice something strange here. Look, I'm going to drop the prop RPM. What's up with that? Apparently lowering the prop RPM throws me back into my seat. Okay. We're a little bit low. She will give us feedback on that. Something I've complained about with flight school is not getting feedback when you're doing stuff wrong. She will give us feedback if we're too high or too low, which is good. I like that. That's a novel change. By the way, notice the sky. That is the licensed True Sky technology that Dovetail have been touting quite a lot recently on Facebook and on their live stream, announcing a brand new amazing feature, which is sky textures. Alright, looks good. Red and whites, looking lovely. I'm not even going to need full flaps. We'll just trim this. Oh, a little bit, getting a little bit high. My vertical speed is down there on the glass display. Let me lean in and see what I have here. 300 feet per minute, which is no good. So dropping the power, now we're too high. So dropping the power is 500 feet per minute now. 600 feet any second, honestly, maybe kind of. There we go, 600 feet per minute. So trying to get See, that's good.
White and red puppy lines.
Watch the white and... Well, there are no red ones. There's just white. But that's fine. Might be a little bit of a long landing. Nothing unusual for a Froogle video. Alright. Bringing the power in now to ease this rate of descent as we get a lot closer to the runway. 1 red, 3 whites. Feels a little bit windy. I don't know if the aircraft's just unbalanced. It just feels windy. Like the aircraft wants to turn left. Oh, still a little bit high, but it's okay. Trying desperately not to do the long landing. Gonna kill the throttle here. Could have gone full flaps. No need. A little bit of a flare. See, too fast. I ballooned. Excellent. That is a long landing. Kadoink. Alright, and gently apply the brakes, and we'll take the next taxiway, as no doubt Amy will tell us to do in a moment. Lowering. 60 knots. A little bit too fast to turn. Don't want to kill too much speed, because we do have a little bit of a way to go on the runway before we can turn off now because of the speed. So just gently coming down. That should be good.
Exit to the left at any taxiway.
I was just talking about just that.
Stretch my leg.
Let's turn off here. Try to follow the yellow line somewhat. And we're off. Fabulous! Cross that yellow line, which means we're officially off the runway. Raise the flaps at this point. Oh, no we can't, because we're done. So that's pretty easy, right? First mission's a nice introduction to flying in Flight Sim World. Let's go and do the next one. So click on continue. The next one I think is this Blender. Is it Blender? Yes, it is Blender. I'm fairly sure the next one you'll get to do is Blender. So I'm going to do that one next. We'll click on this. You're flying for fun today. You're going to take off from Delta Heritage and plan to make a landing in Vancouver. Be busy, be careful. You're entering a busy airspace. Alright, so here we go. Click on start once again. Now on the ground, I thought this mission started in the air, but obviously I'm very mistaken.
What a beautiful day to fly.
What a beautiful day to fly.
Clear winter days.
Well, it's hardly clear, is it?
November 11 Sierra Kilo, taxiing to runway 25, Delta Heritage.
Alright, taxiing to runway 25. Where's my compass? There it is. So it's basically the runway that is the way I'm facing. Let me see if I can bring up the view here. That way. How does one get over there then? Okay, well look. According to the compass down there, 25 is the way I'm facing. So I am parallel to the runway right now. So without any form of taxi directions or map, I'm sure there is a map button. I'm being facetious. I will move forwards here and turn right and see if that shows us a taxiway perhaps. Let's make sure props are full, which they are. Mixture's full. So power up. We should probably... There you go. Lights are on. You can tell because L turns all the lights on. What do we got here? Is runway 25 this dirt strip? It is! Okay, so we're just going to taxi out and take off on a dirt strip. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Piper November Sierra Kilo is taking off runway 25,
Obviously an
Delta Heritage.
untowered
To northwest
airport.
Vancouver.
So doing everything on Unicon. All the radio traffic is good. I've got to say, you know, I remained a skeptic on this thing. I really, really do. Not the biggest fan, but it is coming along really well. I will continue to remain a skeptic and continue to make these videos and review the progress, as it were, each time they produce an update and see how we do. But so far it's alright, it's coming along. It's not looking too shabby, is it? Look, really. I mean, the repeating texture on the runway could be a little bit better. But other than that, it's alright. Full power. Whoa. A lot of left rudder. Last flight there, it wanted to turn left, now it wants to turn right. Pulling back on the stick, we do have the first stage of flaps out. Oh my goodness, please take off. There we go. Alright, gear up, positive rate. I think. Here's coming up. And flaps up. No, that didn't work at all well for the flaps. I'm trying to remember the keys. I don't have buttons bound for the flaps. I never fly with keys. I always fly with buttons that are bound. 400 feet. So let's reduce a little power here and we'll turn to the right. Also, of course, not using track IR, so not doing anything correctly, actually. Climbing on up to 600 feet now. Let's try to get up to about 1,000 feet. I'm guessing we're heading towards the very subtle large green arrow. Gonna trim this aircraft down a little bit here. And we will trim and level off at 1,000 feet. Wow, that trim was a little bit more effective than I thought it would be. There we go. And we'll head on out to Vancouver, which is about a 10-minute flight apparently, where we're going to enter some very busy airspace. Look at that scenery outside the window. That's very impressive. Headline: Froogle says something about Flight Sim World is very impressive. By the way, I know I'm going to get the haters on this video because I'm being a little cynical. I'm allowed to be, it's my channel. Go make your own videos if you want to be gushing. Alright, a little bit too high, so let's see if we can bring this back down to 1,000 feet. Like so. This is actually not bad at all. This is really not bad. In fact, bordering on impressive. Good job, Dovetail. Good job. There we go. There's 1,000 feet. No, 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 no. Level off. I hate not being able to see the vertical speed indicator. And it being buried on that glass display. Not a huge fan of the glass displays. I like a nice needle that simply points up or down, rather than having to focus on that tiny number there.
Vancouver airspace. Hope to blend in with the bigger commercial traffic ahead of landing.
I'm sure we will.
Vancouver Tower, for November 118 Sierra Kilo is about 5 miles to the southeast. Requesting permission to land. Full stop.
Viper November Sierra Kilo. Fly straight in runway 26 left.
Fly straight in, runway 26 left. Okay.
November Sierra Kilo.
Which is kind of off to the left of where we're currently facing. Keep following the big green arrow, Froogle. So I guess we'll configure this, right? We're 5 miles out, so reducing the power. Props are still full. I'll leave the gear up for now, just let the speed come down a little bit. Fly straight in, runway 26 left. I don't know where that is. Because if I follow the big green arrow, I have a horrible feeling I'm going to overfly the airport, which is not really what we want. I am actually going to turn to the right a little bit. See if I get any feedback that I'm doing something wrong. Who knows? Incidentally... Oh, no, runway 26 left is over there, look. No, or is it? No it's not. No it's not. The big green arrow is pointing to the threshold of runway 26 left. Good. As you can clearly see, actually, from the navigation display.
November Sierra Kilo, abort your landing. We have an aircraft coming in with an emergency.
Okay.
Turn south and climb to 1,500 feet.
And south and climb to...
Roger. Aborting landing and trimming left to the south.
1,500. Alright, trimming it up. Turning to the south now, trying to get 30 degrees of bank in. For a standard rate turn. And trimming the aircraft to climb this west. Feet, 240 degrees, 1,300 feet, 1,400 feet, and rolling out now to head south. I don't know if there's a big green arrow to help me. I've done what I'm told. There's 1,500. Let's try to trim this up. See if we can look around. There is a large green arrow over there, which is not entirely where I was told to go, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll turn and head towards the large green arrow, which presumably is going to trigger the next mission event. By the way, the mission builder, I think, is built in now. You can create your own missions and upload them to Steam Workshop. And there's quite a few out there. A lot of enterprising individuals producing some rather fun missions. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure a Piper Seneca overspeeds at 160, but it seemed like it was getting close to that. Alright, there's the big green arrow.
November Sierra Kilo, turn left heading east.
Turn
Vancouver
left,
Tower.
heading east.
November Sierra Kilo, turning left to the east.
I'll hold at 1,500 feet here. Now I could, after filming this, go ahead and film the next two missions as well. I'm not going to. Dovetail actually do seem to be on the ball at releasing rather regular updates, and with the addition of stuff like True Sky here, dramatically changing things. So I think I'm going to wait. I think I'll record the next two missions after the next update, and we can see how they feed into this. Alright. About to collide with the large green floating arrow. Hopefully it doesn't do any damage to the aircraft.
November Sierra Kilo, turn left heading north and make straight into runway 26 left.
That doesn't make any sense. Turn left heading north to go straight into runway 26 left, but okay.
26 left.
Looking for the large green arrow once again. I'm actually coordinating my turn. I'm not entirely sure it's necessary. It doesn't seem to be having too much of an effect, to be honest. There's the white arrow this time. I don't know what the significance of a white arrow versus the green arrow is, but okay. Oh, I see. So the vector that she's given me here, let me move the cursor, puts me on the approach path to 26 left. She hasn't told me to descend, so I am going to remain at about 1,500 feet, actually a little bit low. And hopefully that's a good altitude to start the approach on. Cool looking mountains in the distance, cool looking autogen. Again, bordering on impressive. Okay.
November Sierra Kilo.
You're cleared to land, runway 26 left. Whoa.
Vancouver Tower.
Oh god, there it is. Okay, so powering off, reducing the power. We have a very short approach. Let's roll around here and head towards that runway, and as soon as we get leveled out, we'll do something about landing gear. There's a couple of runways there. Green arrows, there we go. Alright, so as we level out here, let's drop landing gear and increase some drag. First stage of flaps. Keep the power off. No pappy lights here. They're purely visual. Alright, let's go second stage of flaps. Ready to trim the aircraft if it balloons, which it didn't. Only one more stage of flaps to go before we're on full flaps. I will use full flaps this time. Going to bring back the power. We're getting very slow. Low and slow. Not a good idea unless you're about to blow something up. Alright, full flaps. Let's do a quick check. Gear down, lights on, full flaps, props full, mixture rich. Actually, very good. I would like to see some texturing on these airports, on these buildings. They're all very white. We're going to go long again. I do believe we might. Power's off. A flare now. Gentle flare. A lot slower than I was on the last landing. And welcome to Vancouver. What happened? What? Was my gear not down? My gear's down. Now I've lost it. Oh god. Camera views! Camera views! No, no, no. Okay, chase plane or easy duck, where are you? That'll do. It felt like the aircraft collapsed on the left wheel. I don't know why. God, stop. No! There. Now I can see where I'm going. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Alright, how do I get off this runway? Flight hours logged. 6.33. That looks like a runway to the left, so we won't do that. The buildings on approach looked off to the right, so let's kind of go that way. No, that's the road to nowhere. That yellow line. It's kind of just do a U-turn.
Beautiful day.
No.
This is why I fly.
No, it wasn't. That was terrible. Anyway, there we go. That's the second mission in Flight Sim World. It is coming along. The updates are improving it, I've got to say. Looking forward to seeing where they take it. As always, my name is Froogle. Thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all very soon.